Welcome back to the Gratu Orloff Show. It's May 1st, 2021, and we're here again. It's a beautiful Saturday here in Gratuville, and today we're going to look at some movie memorabilia. So, let's get started, shall we? First of all, let's look at this press book for this delightful movie, Burn Baby Burn. It says, if they didn't pay for play, she would burn them alive. Snatched from the nation's headlines as one of the most notorious true stories in history, introducing Diana Sherry as Carolyn Lima. So I don't know much about Carolyn Lima. I need to research her, but I've never seen this movie. But she must have been someone that burned men alive. So she was the actual technical advisor to the production. Here's the real Carolyn Lima. You know that because it says the real Carolyn Lima, and then it says this is the real Carolyn Lima. So they want to make sure you know that's the real one. Yes, indeed. Well, yes. And some of these movies that you've never heard of, like this, Africa Erotica. These are some of these press books we got. Well, there was a weird thing. In the 80s, I was at a party a few blocks from here, and these friends of ours from Fort Worth said, there's a guy set up at the cattle barn flea market, and he's selling all these movie posters for Blood Feast and Faster Pussycat Kill Kill, all these, he's selling them for like $20 each. And I went, oh shit. So we went there the next Saturday morning to this flea market, and this old grizzled guy was selling all these posters. He had a standard price for everything. I think it was 20, maybe it was 10, I don't remember. He knew to charge more for John Wayne and Marilyn Monroe, but he was, the other stuff he didn't, that we were looking for was just amazing, and some of that real sleazy stuff we got from him, because he used to run a grindhouse theater in Denton, Texas on the town square. It's now a lawyer offices in that building that used to be the theater, but he used to run all the gore films, all the nudie films, the nudist camp movies, all the stuff that you see coming out from Something Weird Video. He ran it, and he kept all the posters and the movie trailers and the press books and lobby cards, and we bought a lot from him. In fact, my friend even went to his home and went through his shed where he kept his mother lode and bought all kinds of movie trailers and stuff. And then one time, this friend of ours managed a Lowe's theater, and before they opened, he set up and screened all the movie trailers, and we all watched it, on the big screen. But anyway, that's where I got some of the sleazier stuff. This guy named Johnny that ran this theater in Denton, Texas. This one I got from some other source. This is a more modern. This is 1976 when Food of the Gods, the H.G. Wells book, was put out. So that what it is the press book is all the ads that you would send to the newspapers to promote, what times your movie was going to show and everything. I don't think anyone looks in the movie in the newspaper anymore to find out what movies are playing, but that's the way it used to be for many years. Sometimes some of these things they weren't meant to survive. Like this is printed on the cheapest paper. This was just meant to be thrown out into the street and blow around. Watch out, the beast is coming. And then it tells you on the back what theater it's going to be at, and then you open it up. And it's supposed to get you excited about this movie, and I think that would have done the trick, don't you think? Would that not have gotten you excited? Yeah, I think so. And here's the press book for Werewolves on Wheels, which was a really good cover that from the Monster Times. See, the Monster Times used a lot of press book art in their newspaper. And so, anyway. And this is meant to be reproduced in the newspaper format, so Monster Times was the perfect format for that. Here's another one of these little heralds, I guess, for, and this is comic book related. This is for the Tales from the Crypt movie. Yeah, Death Lives in the Vault of Horror. Amicus Films made 2 EC movies authorized by EC Comics in around 72, 73. So this is a little herald that you'd be a little giveaway that would get people excited about the film. It's supposed to be folded. Yeah. Here's a couple of pages from a press book for House of Wax. I think this is from the reissue in the 70s, which I saw at the Forum Mall. I got to see House of Wax projected in 3D at the Forum Mall. That was fun. Here's Yog, the monster from space. And of course, these press books gave me lots of stuff to reproduce in the Sophisticate, the magazine I used to put out, and every little fanzine I've ever put out. I've used a lot of the press book art so that it comes in handy. And they got little articles that you could, in theory, send to the newspaper for them to print. Like, artful animation creates thrills in screen saga. Filmmakers create new monster names in screen thriller. Yog, monster from space. This has always been one of my favorites since I first saw this art in Monster Times. This. Then I later got the one sheet to it. Teenage hoodlums from another world on a horrendous ray gun rampage. They blast the flesh off humans, and I love this. Before a beautiful girl, 1 moment later, a skeleton. Yeah, I first saw this image, that ad in the Monster Times. But yeah, this is the kind of thing. They're called press books. I don't know. Some of you may not be into movie memorabilia collecting, so I'm not trying to be patronizing. I'm just in case you don't know. How to Make a Monster in Teenage Caveman. I've got an insert poster to Teenage Caveman. I almost bought a poster for How to Make a Monster from my friend, but that never worked out. Yeah, it's just, yeah, AIP, you know, they American International knew how to advertise movies. What does this unfold to? Oh, see, it unfolds to all kinds of goodies. There's even a letter here inside. Dear fellow exhibitor, like the president of our company, James H. Nicholson, I spent many years in exhibition. We all know that after many years of perusing press books, the best-selling slants get short shrift. See, here's a letter from American International. Let's see who signs it. Richard G. McKay. Yeah. I forget where I got this. Ooh, and this one. Look at this. I was a teenage werewolf with Invasion of the Saucer Men. Teenagers versus monsters. Someone's actually cut this. See, they cut the little arrow thing out. This is then. So this is not in perfect shape because it's got some things that been. What is down here? Oh, Hold on, I gotta figure out what's going on with this. Okay, that goes there. These are a little tricky. Of course, the posters to Invasion of the Saucer Men is incredibly expensive. My friend who passed away a few years ago had the poster for that. It's just gorgeous. Let me figure out how this opens. Oh, let's see. Okay, well, it's cool they show the other movies that are available. Look at that. The American International went all out with their press books because that's their bread and butter, is selling these movies. Let's follow the genie. For in the time of the Arabian Nights and the great adventurer Sinbad the Sailor, there were creatures and marvels beyond the imagination, and the strangest of all were encountered on the seventh voyage of Sinbad, which is, of course, one of the great movies of all time. And holy shit, I can see this was bought at half-price books for $3.50. Anyway, one of the great films, one of the movies that in second grade when I lived in Hampton, Virginia, it just came on one Saturday evening, right before dinner time. This comes on television. I couldn't even believe what I was seeing. My first exposure to Ray Harryhausen at age 7. Of course, it was the Cyclops that really got me. So anyway, that's Seventh Voyage of Sinbad. I didn't even remember I owned that, to be honest with you. Here's Deranged. Pretty Sally Mae died a very unnatural death, but the worst hasn't happened to her yet. This is a movie about Ed Gein. Now, Ed Gein was a real killer in Wisconsin. Psycho was partially based on him. So was the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Leatherface, and I guess his father were partially based on him. But this, and I think they might have made some other movie also, but this one's pretty accurate. I mean, it's an exploitation movie from the 70s, but yeah, this is the press book for Deranged. What else do I have that's exciting here? Oh, here's a Wizard poster. I guess. Alex Ross. Completely not movie related, but hey, I hear that the Justice Society movie, animated movie came out it's a cartoon, and that they've got like a 10 or 15 minute long Commandy short feature, and it's done just like Jack Kirby's art. This is some it's an Ultraman poster. So I don't know, have any of you seen that? I've seen the trailer for the Justice Society movie, but I haven't seen any footage from this Commandy thing. I just heard about it last night. So that's something. Power companies build for your new electric living. You know, at these antique stores, they tear pages out of Life and sell these ads individually. these people just playing. I would never trust a car that drove by itself. This Tesla company or whatever that does these people think they can just ride in it and not pay any attention. And there was some horrible crash, I think. I was hearing about on the radio where they just ran into trees and burst into flames because they just thought, hey, there's nothing can go wrong. It's a computer, right? Just like, the old Westworld movie. Nothing can possibly go wrong. Go wrong. Go wrong. Go wrong. We watched that Westworld HBO modern series for a good, like a season or more. But I just got a little, jeez, I didn't even know I owned this. Look at this, man. Look at this lobby card for King of the Rocket Men. I gotta get this framed. I've got so much stuff. That's why I need a giant house. I didn't know I owned that. Maybe I should put the lobby cards separate from the press kits. I just started the show and it ended. I don't know why. My phone is acting wonky. But I showed this when I first filmed it. This is a portrait of Dracula. It's the Don Post mask, and this is a mole person. And then I also showed this. This is a really cool pinup. I'm gonna have to censor it, I guess. Let's see, how can I do that? I'll censor it a little bit. So, but isn't it amazing? It's like right off it's like Frazetta painted it or something. Okay, this is a lobby card for a nudist camp movie. The pleasure of the bath, the Mondo Connie of bathing. Rock All Night, the Platters. It's a rock and roll movie. And then this is Rock All Night with Drag Strip Girl. So all three of these go together. And I got more of this Japanese stuff. I really like that series. I'm not really into Japanese anime and all that, but I like that Urusei Yatsura. And this is from this Japanese magazine I used to go to a Japanese grocery store in Dallas just to buy this magazine that had all the stuff about Japanese science, all the science fiction monsters, all the kid shows. It was a magazine. I've got a whole shelf or two of them. But this is an extra that came in one of them. Yeah, maybe it has crossover appeal because it's from the 90s, so it's got like this Japanese connect the dots of Wolverine. It's got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And it's got the early Power Rangers stuff. Which over there, the first, those are called Sentai shows, 5-man team shows over there. That's what Sentai means. Here's a giant card of this cover of San Julian from, I think it was on they printed it as the cover of Vampirella. But it's just some big card thing, I don't know. I guess that goes separate.